Hi all. I've been wanting to do this video for a bit, but I haven't had a lot of time uh, over the past 6 months. Just to give you knowledge of what happened to me with Hobbyking. I've had several models, bits, bobs over the years, going back to 2013. Never had any problems. Usual Hobbyking, cheap and cheerful. You know what you're buying. Some of it's really okay, some of it's not okay, but that's fine. It's cheap. Anyways, I thought I'd treat myself to a new model for my birthday last year from Hobbyking, and there were the Hobbyking Galloping Ghost, the Reno Racer Mustang 48 8-inch wingspan, I think it was. So I ordered it as usual. And everything seemed to be going okay. I were getting the delivery info and what have you. It were on its way. And then nothing seemed to happen for a few days. And I thought, well, end of pandemic, post is a bit messy and what have you. Then I realised it was not going anywhere. Simple as. They were not tracking it again. So I tried to contact the so-called delivery firm that were delivering it, and they don't seem to have a number or website or anything. So, of course, I contacted Hobbyking and said that my parcel hadn't arrived when it should have done, etc., etc. And they said they'd check it. So they checked it, and they said, "Oh, it's been delivered." And I said, "No, it hasn't." I says, "Nobody's been to my property, left a card or anything. It's not been delivered." So this went on for a while, backwards and forwards. And anyway, they did an investigation, and somehow they came to the conclusion that I'd rejected it. It had gone back to with the courier, and they'd actually destroyed it. And what is really vexing is this went on for a while, and they came up with the same information I could gather from the tracking that had happened. And they came up with this theory that because I'd refused it, it had been destroyed and they couldn't give me a refund. And I explained that I live on a road where there must be 400 or 500 houses with the same postcode. And obviously, it's obviously gone into another property, even though my delivery details, etc., were correct on the system. So this went on a bit, and I was just going around in circles. Nobody had really entertained what I was saying. And what they were basically doing was saying that you've rejected it, you're lying. And that's what really got me. So in the end, I just thought, well, for the sake of how much it was, I'll just never shop at Hobbyking ever again. Not because it went missing, not because there was a problem with delivery, but the fact is, they wouldn't even engage and try and sort of query where it had actually gone. I don't think they knew where it had gone themselves. I think it had gone with some shipping company, which were a bit, dodgy. It weren't one I recognised anyway, when it were being flagged up. And so basically say, well, we delivered it, you sent it back, you're lying, basically. So I remember a few years ago when I used to work in a firm that used to supply engineering components, etc. Sometimes you get a customer coming on, oh, we haven't had a delivery, etc., etc. So in that case, you'd have a little investigate. If you could see that, it should have been delivered, and there were probably people that said that they delivered it, then what you did is you give the customer the benefit of the doubt, and you sent them another thing. Obviously, if that went on a couple of times, then you wouldn't do it after a few times. But you always give the customer the benefit of the doubt. I explained the postcode. I had a lot of houses, and that it's not my responsibility to go around knocking on everybody's door to see if they've had a package. That'd be impossible. So there it is. So Hobbyking has lost a customer in me. I've always been open-minded about them, even though I've seen a lot of things online about them. And now I gather that there's no UK warehouse anymore. Europe doesn't deliver it to UK, the European warehouse. So we're now having to pay a lot of shipping charges, I gather. Somewhere in the range of £70-ish, something like that. I haven't really gone into it because I'm not that bothered. But it's a shame because there are a couple of models I did like, especially the Gladiator. I thought that were quite, interesting. And as usual, Hobbyking models, you get them and sometimes they're okay. Sometimes you have to do a bit to make them okay to fly. And that's part of hobby. You do that with most ARFs or phobies or whatever you get. You can't beating them from scratch, but I haven't got time to do it anymore. I used to do as a young man, but I can't do it now. I haven't got the time. But I do enjoy flying. And this year I'm getting back into my flying. So after a year of family issues where I've had to care for people and that for a few years, so I'm happy to get back into flying. But yeah, it's very disappointing, Hobbyking. They're very disappointing, and it really, really annoying when they're actually saying that you've had it and you're lying. That's what they're basically saying. So that's just a little update. I'm not too fussed. I'm not going into every email, text, or whatever that was sent. I didn't bother ringing them. I wasn't going to pay a phone call charge to talk to somebody for what the model cost. It weren't worth it in the long run. But they've lost, quite a lot of revenue off me this year. I might have had quite a few things off them I've got my eye on. But no, I'll stick with Motion RC and my local model shop. That's where I go. I go with my model shop if I can. Support the model shop. That's what I say. And build if you can. That's another thing. But if not, just enjoy your hobby. Enjoy flying. Enjoy whatever you do. Okay. Thanks for listening. I probably won't read any comments. It's just to put it out there what happened to me. And hopefully it don't happen to somebody else. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.